Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome back, second semester. Today we're going to get started in our in-service with discussing why we must all become digital citizens. As you know, the board did approve for us to adopt a STEM curriculum and look into hiring a STEM teacher. We need to make sure that we are fully compliant with that in order to make sure that we are serving students the best and that we're able to still receive some of that federal funding that we do get in order to make things like STEM and technology curriculum available to us. So those are kind of the things that sparked my idea to have this discussion today. So today in this in-service, you can plan to learn what is digital citizenship, how and why to teach digital citizenship, what our policy is, and do we need to update our policy, or is it fine the way it is? And then a summary of the articles that really sparked the need behind this presentation. So first off, what is digital citizenship? Digital citizenship refers to the responsible use of technology by anyone who uses computers, the internet, and digital devices to engage with society on any level. Why is it important? Technology is increasing around the world. We need to teach the difference between good and bad digital citizenship. Some quick good examples would be connection, the ability to have empathy and create lasting relationships. Some bad examples would be cyberbullying, irresponsible social media use, lack of knowledge about how to be safe on the internet, and then some other reason that it's important, you can get new partnerships and you can complete a website facelift. Again, why is it important? We have students sharing personal information online. Kiddos in our building right now are sharing their personal information. Students can begin to use the technology that we provide in our classrooms for bullying. Because we are a one-to-one iPad school, it's easier for them to have access to those things and for them to make not so nice comments to their peers. They can search inappropriate information and pass it on to others. And I want to throw this out there that by ignoring it, we're not getting rid of it. When we ignore digital citizenship, we're enabling those students to misuse the digital world. So a couple of things that I wanted to throw out to you is that we are funded by E-Rate. And what E-Rate is it's a federal program that schools and libraries can apply for funding to purchase hardware, internet access, and telecommunications. Because we are a public K-12 school, we qualify for it and do receive funds. And in order to continue getting those funds, we have to be CIPA compliant. And that stands for Children's Internet Protection Act. The reason that was created is it was intended to address concerns about children's access to obscene or harmful content over the internet. And because we are a school, we have two additional requirements. We have to provide for educating minors about appropriate online behavior, and we have to require some sort of cyberbullying. We have to include cyberbullying in our handbook about like our policies and our rights and how we're going to handle it. And we also need to provide education about cyberbullying, what it is, what to do if you are being cyberbullied, and how we go about that. Baseline information, we need to teach them how to use technology safely and responsibly. So I want to kind of take a look at our timeline right now. So step 1 would be plan, step 2, implement, step 3, document, and step 4, communicate. And when I just say it like that, it means absolutely nothing. So let's dive a little bit deeper. So the federal government didn't say how we had to give that digital citizenship. They didn't say that you have to do this, this, and this. You don't have to follow a set curriculum or anything like that. Our district gets to plan for the best way to meet our students' needs with our current staff. We get to implement the strategies and the curriculum we as a district have decided upon. Then we're going to document our process because we need to be organized, and we will need to do, I think we need to do this digitally within our school Google Classroom because we could get audited, and we want to make sure that information is readily available. The last step, communicate, is so important to me because if you have questions about what we're doing, why we're doing it, or how to document something or implement it, don't keep your questions to yourself. In order for us to grow, we have to be vulnerable. Some things that we can currently be working on is developing the curriculum that we want. And we're going to work together with our district leadership team as well as our Board of Education looking into iSafe. And iSafe has some parent features that will help keep parents informed as well as us to maintain our compliance, since our computers do have a lot of information about minors inside them. And we're going to talk a little bit more, but it is important that we get parents on our side and we're educating parents as well so they know the words, the verbiage, the expectations that we have, and it might give them a good starting point of expectations they can have at home too. So some key concepts when we're going to teach digital citizenship, we need to teach them empathy, how the internet works, understanding the data, practicing digital literacy, acknowledging that there is a digital divide, practicing digital wellness, and securing those digital devices. When we do this, we can use the READY strategy. We need to remind students to be mindful of the information that they choose to make public on the internet. We need to encourage students to take digital breaks when they are with their friends because genuine connection is important. We need to create a checklist or form that helps hold students accountable to using the internet safely. Demonstrate so we can be a good model for our students. They learn so much from us just watching us when we don't even know that they are. So we can be good models for them. And one very easy way to be a good model for them would be copyright laws and what you do and don't allow inside your classroom. That would go with copyright laws. And then Y stands for yes. We need to agree to launch those new programs and try out new tools. Use it for an opportunity to grow and to model the behavior that you want to see from your students. So then we talk about the curriculum. One curriculum that I did find and I would like for us to take a look at is Common Sense Education. It is for K through 12. It is reliable and research-based information. It is student-centered, skill building, and has critical thinking lessons. The whole community involvement, and again, whole community, teachers, parents, students. It meets the criteria for CIPA and E-rate compliance. It meets the Common Core state standards for the technology components, and then it also provides professional development resources. So it's not just like, here, I'm going to hand this to you, teach it, whatever, good luck. They have videos and trainings and webinars and things so that way we can all hear the same information and our kindergartners aren't hearing something completely different than first grade. It's something that's truly going to build on it because all of our teachers have been taught in the same way. Continuing this curriculum for Common Sense Education, they do believe in 8 key components, and that would be teaching privacy and security, the digital footprint and reputation, self-image and identity, creative credit and copyright, relationships and communication, information and literacy, cyberbullying and digital drama, and then at the very last part would be that internet safety. Why should we teach digital citizenship? I want you to know that the reason I think we should teach this is not just so we can check a box and say, we are E-rate compliant, we are CIPA compliant, check, check, give us the money. That's not why. Why we should be compliant, why we should teach digital citizenship is we should teach it because we want our students to know the boundaries of the internet. We want to teach them how to be responsible and safe so that they might be good leaders. And a couple of other reasons I think it's important for us to take this step forward and to teach them would be for information literacy. When they're in high school, junior high, college, they need to know how to do a proper Google search. Is this article that I'm finding true or not? You know, is this a myth? Is this made up? We need to teach them those things because those are lifelong skills. Cyberbullying prevention. We need to encourage students to be open and to report any behavior that makes them feel uncomfortable. We needed to teach digital citizenship for safety and responsibility. That way they are less likely to become a victim of potentially harmful behavior and they can navigate through those potential threats. And then the last would be the health and emotional wellness. So we need to teach students strategies to use technology safely and in ways that aren't going to harm their health and their emotional well-being, such as, anxiety, depression. Those would be some of those emotional wellness things, but also health, eye strain, chronic headaches, general fatigue from staring at a screen for 8 hours. No, we need to teach them to have those boundaries and that they don't have to be glued to this technological device. So where we are right now, this is what we have that is the closest thing to talking about technology. It's a very generalized statement that we don't allow hazing, harassment, intimidation, bullying, or menacing of any kind. It does not talk about what we do to be E-rate compliant. It doesn't talk about if we are. It doesn't talk about if we're CIPA compliant. It doesn't talk about if we receive those E-rate funds. It doesn't talk about how we teach kids to use the internet safely, and it doesn't give a clear definition of cyberbullying and how we react to it. So where I want us to be, I want us to talk about being CIPA compliant. I want us to have a policy on cyberbullying. I want us to talk about our E-rate funds and how we are compliant for that and what we're using our E-rate funds for. I want to see us add in our technology curriculum when we officially adopt it. And I want to see us adopt and talk about digital citizenship and how we're teaching it and why and who's included in that. I have a summary of the articles that I read that really sparked the information behind this presentation. So Zook gives us a great article that's easy to understand, but it pulls out all the background information that you need to know about digital citizenship and its importance. In another article, we learn more about teaching students about good digital citizenship, because by ignoring it, we just are choosing to enable it. The next set was the discussion of legalities about E-rate compliance and CIPA compliance were discussed in several articles. They lay out the qualifications for being able to apply for the funds and how to meet that criteria. There were 3 articles that I read that focused heavily on the curriculum options and how they meet E-rate and CIPA components. They also discussed how they could be implemented in schools, and we were able to tie in the parents as well to make sure that all parties are involved and aware of the school's commitment to have good digital citizenship. And again, maybe give those parents a starting point or provide them with some education as well. And then finally, the last topic that was commonly discussed throughout these resources is the why behind teaching digital citizenship, not just for federal funds or for compliance, but also to teach and enrich our students' lives, to help them feel safe on the internet, set boundaries, and be good leaders for others. And so now I have my standard correlation. This assignment correlated with the standard NS 2.1 because throughout this assignment, we were asked to reflect on current policies while educating ourselves about legal obligations. We were asked to increase our knowledge of digital citizenship and ensure that the educational supports were being met for student and adult success and well-being. Relevant. This assignment is relevant to my current learning because we are getting ready to adopt a STEM program at our elementary school. I think the knowledge I've gained during this assignment will be helpful to my building team as we navigate funds to purchase the curriculum and take a look at the needs of our students to ensure that we are compliant with all federal and state regulations. And finally, my reflection. I think that this assignment will help me when I step into a leadership role because technology is not going away. It is here to stay, and with the amount of technology increases our district alone has seen since COVID, I know how important it is that all administrators and staff are well versed in our rights, responsibilities, and policies to ensure the safety of our students online. This is my resources, and then I need to include the last slide because I got it from Slides Carnival. Thanks.